Alrighty, welcome back to the 2024 North Central Florida High School Football Media Day, hosted at the Alachua County Sports and Event Center and Celebration Point in Gainesville. Today's event is broadcast live on FloridaHSFootball.com, including YouTube and Facebook at FloridaHSFootball and X at FLAHSFootball. I'm Cam Parker, taking over for Marty Paulman. Joining with me now is the North Marion Colts under first-year head coach Jeremiah Gates. It's good to see everyone. Coach, we'll start with you. Trinity Catholic last year, first head coaching job, if I'm not mistaken, or is it?
Correct.
So, just talk about what this offseason has been like for you, kind of transitioning from TC over to North Marion, taking on a bigger role for you, and just how this offseason has gone in general.
It's definitely been a different roller coaster for me. Typically at this time in the year, we're throwing 7-on-7, getting closer to that time to get ready to pad up. So you kind of just doing basic offense install around this point in time, or even just doing some reevaluation on your roster. However, this year it has been a different ride. Just doing all the meticulous things that no one tells you about when you first become a head coach. However, it's been fun. I got a great group of kids that have made the transition over fairly easy. They make it fun for me. So that's a great reason to keep showing up every single day.
And again, you're at TC last year. You do have a really good mentor who's mentored a lot of different guys around the state, and John Brantley. And I talked to you before we went on air about kind of how he was just so excited for you and this opportunity for you. What have you learned from him in your time both playing at TC and coaching at TC that you're taking with you to North Marion?
I've learned a lot from Coach Brantley, but probably one of the biggest things that he has taught me was to choose my battles wisely. Choose the battles that you fight, choose them wisely. And as far as football advice, he's told me all the time, say, hey, just go out and do what you do. And that's kind of one of the principles that I've adopted as a coach is we at North Marion, we're going to do what we do. We're going to execute our philosophy, our game plan to the best of our ability. And if it happens that a team is better than us on that particular day, we'll tip our hats and we'll go back to work come Monday. But we're going to do what we do.
And I talked to you again earlier. You talked about building a culture and surrounding yourselves with good guys and creating young men out of these guys and just building a strong foundation in your first year. Just talk about that in the offseason and the progress you've made there so far.
So we are a very process-driven program. So we make the days count. We don't count the days because you don't know what you're going to get tomorrow. So we make the day count. As far as, again, this group has bought in to everything that myself and the coaches have put before them. We've had a tough off season, but from weight room to running to throwing a few new schemes or adding to the schemes that we implemented in spring, and they have not disappointed at all. And that's just a testament to the character that each one of these players are. I think we pretty well represented up here today of the integrity, the character, the fight that will be shown this season from North Marion. As far as build, and that's part of our philosophy as a coaching staff, is we want to build better men than we do football players.
And last season, the district for North Marion. It was one of the weirder districts in the state. The FHSA reshuffles everything. New district for you guys this year. Talk about your opponents. I know Eastside's in there, Denellan's in there, and I'm missing one.
South Sumter.
South Sumter, correct. And so just talk about the reshuffling of that, and what are you guys preparing for, and how have you guys handled that switch going forward with the schedule upcoming in this district lineup?
So having a competitive district is actually, in my opinion, it's a benefit because once you get down to playoff runs, competitive games, adversity is built, or you'll know what your team will do in adversity. So therefore, I think everybody is well aware that Dunellen, South Sumter, year in, year out, very good football programs. Eastside, always solid, full of athletes. So I tell these boys every day that there's no time that we won't respect. We won't respect people. We'll give everybody their respect, but we believe very firmly that we can compete with the best, and that's from coaches to players. And so I think whoever the winner out of our district is this year, they make a solid playoff run, second, third round, if not further.
Let's talk about the guys you brought with you today. A very core group, 4 seniors, going from left to right. We've got Trevin Matthews, did I say that correctly? The senior athletes. Number 5, the quarterback, Britton Stevens, another senior. Number 1, Dallas Richardson, a safety, who's also a senior. And then at the end of the table, Jeremy Taylor. So we'll start on the end right here with Trevin. Did I say it correctly? Okay.
Trevin Matthews.
Just talk about this offseason, again, with a new head coach. You were here last year, and it was a tough slate for you guys last year. Now, again, rebuilding a culture, and going into your senior year, just talk about this offseason and what you've been working on.
This offseason, it's been pretty hard trying to make the transition, but with the coaches that we got around us, it's been kind of easy for me to transition through it, especially with my teammates and all that. It's been an easy transition.
And you primarily listed as an athlete. What are some of the positions that you play? Where are they using you around the field, and what are some of your strong suits?
So for defense, they kind of use me as outside linebacker, kind of middle linebacker also. On offense, they use me as a running back.
And how are you, I guess, handling and training for that dual type role with playing both sides of the ball? I know it's pretty hard to play both sides of the football. What are your thoughts on that, and how are you preparing for that this upcoming season?
Running, a lot of running. You're going to need a lot of stamina to go both ways.
Yeah.
A lot of stamina.
Position preference, offensive guy, do you like scoring touchdowns, or you like hitting the guy better when you're on defense?
50-50.
50-50.
50-50.
50-50. You have a defensive. You're a defensive guy, right? Correctly, or?
So I consider myself an offensive guy. I consider myself an offensive guy, but I do have a defensive background.
Yeah.
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you I'd be an offensive-minded guy or a defensive-minded guy. But I think either way Trevin plays, offense or defense, he embraces the mentality that I think every football coach wants to see in some of those top-tier players.
Yeah. And what are just some of your goals for this year? Again, last year, have to leave it all out on the field. Get a new district, you kind of reshuffle. It's a tough schedule. Coach, what are some of your personal goals in your last year with North Marion?
My personal goals, we want to win district championship this year. We also want to win the season. That's my personal goals this year.
The good goals to have, man. Good goals to have. And talk about last year a little bit. I know it was a little rough for you guys, but how much of how last season went how much is that motivating you guys going forward?
A lot, because North Marion not the type of school to have only a 1-win season. They're not the type of school to have that. So that's probably my mentality. I don't want to have that no more.
Yeah.
I want to win a season.
And how are you as leading some of the younger guys on the program, kind of showing them how to get back to what North Marion was?
Be a leader isn't showing them the right way, showing them the game, play the game how it's supposed to be, showing them how to, how the game go.
All right, so moving on down the line, we'll have quarterback Britton Stevens.
So I got you. That's Dejon Gooden.
Oh, Dejon Gooden.
That's it. So he's a receiver.
Gotcha. So talk about, I guess, being a receiver. What's that like in this offense? What are some of your strong suits? Are you more of a high point type of guy, speed guy? Are you big body receiver? What are some of your strong suits?
Well, like being the system that I'm in now, it's kind of like easy for me to do my job because like our coach, he basically just wants us to get catches, get in open space, make the plays when needed and stuff like that. And I would call myself like a big body receiver. I kind of use my size to my advantage, against smaller DBs or anybody, that kind of guards me and stuff like that.
Yeah. And just talk about the offseason for you again, another senior. What has that been like with the new head coach, kind of reshuffling the program a little bit, trying to get back on track to what North Marion was? What has that been like for you
for me,
last offseason?
It's been kind of like, at first it was kind of hard because like I wasn't there last year. Like I just came in, so it's like when I got to the school and it was already a new head coach, it was kind of easy for me at first because I kind of like, I didn't really have to adjust to anything. I just had to adjust to being in a different atmosphere, a different place. And like the atmosphere is like, it's really good. So it's like everybody wants to win, everybody wants to be better. So like when just being around a bunch of people like that, it makes everything easier.
And where were you before North Marion?
I was at Westport High School.
Okay. And so you transitioned over to North Marion. A smooth transition so far with everything?
It's been very smooth. Like I got there, it was Coach Gates there, so it's like I knew him, and it was like he kind of been with me. All the coaches kind of helped us, like helped me, like as I got there, like get me comfortable. I do stuff with the teammates, get comfortable around the people that I'm finna play with next year.
And as far as you at receiver, where are you more comfortable? Are you an outside guy, inside slot guy?
I'm comfortable everywhere, really. Like I first played receiver, like my first 2 years of high school, I was slot receiver, but now I'm outside receiver, so I'm pretty comfortable everywhere.
And just talk about the receiver room as a whole a little bit and your relationship with your quarterback. How has this offseason been with kind of, especially for you as a brand new guy, fostering those and meeting the guys and getting more acclimated?
Well, like the receiver room now is like we all like, I don't know, like we all kind of help each other out in ways, like we all compliment each other, stuff like that. Like we hold each other accountable. And like with the quarterback, like the quarterback that's there been my quarterback almost my whole life. So I got a good relationship with him. Like we pretty close, so.
And talk about this offense a little bit, just as a player is on the field. What's the strengths of a running team, passing team, a do-it-all team? What do you see as the strength of this offense?
So far, like our offense, I definitely see us as a good passing team. Like we got a lot of receivers that can run the routes, the good routes, like make the plays, make the man miss, stuff like that. So I feel like we're a good passing offense. We got a good run game too. So I don't know. I still lean a little bit more to passing.
A little bit of favoritism popping in.
Yeah.
A little bit of favoritism popping in.
Talk about your receiver core a little bit too. Not to say an offensive-minded guy, but just like just talk about this receiver core a little bit and how they've helped you trying to put this offense together.
So they've actually made life very, very easy with the addition of Dejon and a few other guys. Specifically speaking, receivers, very, very talented room. Got a great mix of possession guys. Got some bigger bodies. Got some smaller speed guys. So they really give you give us a complete room in the receiving core, and I think that is going to complement the backs that we have very well. And in the system that we run, we believe in taking what the defense is going to give us. So if you want to give us the 5-man box, we're gonna hand it off and we'll let the running backs eat. But if you want to try to stack the box, we can air it out in multiple facets. We'll take the short, quick game and let these guys be explosive, and we'll also stretch it down the field and take our shots over the top. But as far as that receiving room, very, very, very high quality.
Nice, good to hear. So we'll transition now to Dallas, number one there on the third on the table. The defensive guy at safety, correct?
Yes, sir.
Defensive backfield. Let's talk to a couple offensive guys now. Let's go to the defense. What has this been like for you, your senior year, getting everything ready and trying to build this defense back up?
The defense was changed. The playbook expanded, like defensively, so we got a whole bunch of different zones. different defenses, some stuff that I never ran. That's at the college level, so it's really different, and I'm really getting used to it. But I can see it working in the game and transitioning to the game, and it's good to have a lot to choose from defensively.
And from what I've at least seen on social media, this has been a pretty busy off season for you, and for all of you guys. A lot of different camps you guys are going to, getting some work in. Just talk about what you've learned from some of those camps and how you're going to take that onto the field. And I know it was West Florida was one.
Yeah.
What were some of the other ones that you went to?
Vanderbilt. We went to West Florida, Vanderbilt, Florida, Mercer, and UCF. And some more.
Okay, so what did you learn from those camps that you're going to take with you going to next season?
I learned a lot of stuff from other people. It's a whole bunch of other players that are just a whole bunch of athletes in general. But most of what I learned is that, like, just to bring everything back and just be a leader and show everybody, like, how stuff is done instead of being like a nonchalant person on the team and letting everything just happen. So now that I'm a senior, I just have to step up and guide people in the right way, whether that's in the weight room or just mentally learning the plays and stuff like that.
And again, repeating the same question I've asked these guys, but how last season went for you as a senior. How are you using that to motivate you going into your last year?
What Traven said, it shouldn't happen. North Marion not known for that, so it's kind of like we got weight on our back because it shouldn't happen again, and just making sure that won't happen is the main key. Like he said, we want to have a winning season, and that's all. But I like us going farther than that.
Awesome, man. Good to hear. So we'll wrap this up now. On the end is Jeremy Taylor, number 21. Jeremy, what positions do you play? Are you offensive guy, defensive guy?
I'm a defensive guy. I play corner.
Corner? Okay, so again, defensive backfield. Going into your senior year, what have you been working on, and how are you relearning this defense? It's mentioned an expanded playbook. What's this defense going to look like next year?
The defense is going to look very good. No balls caught, nothing. It's going to be strapped. I got very good guys on both sides of the ball. The defense block got a great safety and a great linebacker, so we're going to be good.
Yeah, and it is a tougher schedule, a new district. How are you preparing for that this offseason? What are some of the things as a defensive back that you're working on?
My technique, very much. My back pedal, my off-man jam. Like, it's going to be different.
Zone guy, man-to-man guy, slot outside. What kind of corner are you?
I'm a man-to-man guy, but I can play zone too. I'll get the job done, for sure.
You see the number one receiver on another team, you go to that guy, you want to lock him up. That's your choice. How much have Coach Gates over here been supporting you and your role as a senior leader on this team?
Oh, he's been supporting me very well, 100%. Everything I think, he supports me. Like, he's always there.
And just a final question, just to wrap it up. What are some of your goals in your last year for North Marion?
I got some new goals, like lead the county in picks, and like Traven said, district championship.
And do you have a specific goal for leading the county in picks? Is there a number you want to hit? Number where you go at the end of the season and you go, that's a good number to hit. I like that number.
5 or more.
5 or more? Gotcha.
That's a good number.
Good number. That's a good number. All right, so that'll wrap it up with North Marion. I appreciate you guys coming on here.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you, and hopefully we'll get to see some good North Marion football this upcoming year in your first year.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Thank you, guys.